Thank you, English. Book 1. God made the world. In the beginning, the world was empty and dark. God said, "Let there be light." On the second day, God split water from water. And called the space sky. On the third day, God made the land and the sea. And God made grass and trees. On the fourth day, God made the day and the night. And made the sun, moon, and stars. On the fifth day, God made sea life. He also made birds of every kind. On the sixth day, God made every kind of animal. Lastly, God made a man. Let us make people like us. God blessed them. Everything looked good to God. On the seventh day, God rested from all His work. Thank you, English. Book 2. Adam and Eve. God made Adam and Eve. Oh? And He placed them in the Garden of Eden. Adam, you can eat all the fruits. Huh? Except for just one. You will die if you eat that fruit. Snake tempted Eve, saying, "You will be like God if you eat that fruit." At last, Eve ate the fruit and gave it to Adam too. Adam, where are you? Did you eat the fruit I told you not to eat? Adam said, "Eve gave it to me!" Eve said, "The snake tricked me!" God drove them out of the garden. Thank you, English. Book 3. Cain and Abel. Adam and Eve had 2 sons. Cain farmed and Abel herded sheep. Each of them gave a gift to God. But God only took Abel's gift. Cain was so angry that he killed his brother. Cain, where is your brother? God asked. I don't know, Cain replied coldly. I can hear your brother crying. From now, you will have no fruit, even if you work. Cain left his family. And lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. God kept people from hurting Cain. Thank you, English. Book 4. Noah built the ark. The beautiful world was full of sin. But Noah pleased God. Noah, I will judge the world with rain. Build a big ark. And get your family and animals aboard. Noah did as God told him. It rained heavily for 40 days. They got off the ark after a year. Noah worshipped God. God gave Noah the word of promise. I will never again judge all living things with a flood. God gave a rainbow as a sign of promise. Thank you, English. Book 5. The Tower of Babel. The number of Noah's sons became very large. So people moved east. People saw a large plain and stayed there. Oh!
Let's build a high tower and live here.
Yeah!
We'll make a name for ourselves.
Okay, let's make bricks together.
Woo!
God came down to see the tower.
They're planning a bad thing. I will not let them understand each other.
Huh? Then, people started speaking in other words. Huh? We can't build a tower anymore! In the end, they spread here and there. Thank you, English. Book 6. Abraham got a son. One day, God came to Abraham.
Leave your father's house.
Huh?
You will make a great nation.
Abraham went to Canaan with his wife Sarah. Abraham said,
I don't have a child. I will give you a son, God promised.
Three guests came to Abraham and said,
You will have a son around this time next year.
Oh. Sarah couldn't have a baby. But the guests said,
There is nothing that God can't do.
God blessed Sarah, and Isaac was born. Abraham and Sarah were very happy. Thank you, English. Book 7. Abraham gave his son. God tested Abraham.
Abraham, give me your beloved son.
Abraham set off with Isaac. and arrived at the mountain.
Isaac, take wood and let's go up.
Yes, Father, but where is the lamb for God?
God will prepare.
But Abraham tied Isaac and laid Isaac on the wood. A voice from heaven said,
Abraham, stop. Now I know that you love me the most.
Abraham returned home safely with Isaac. Thank you, English. Book 8. God rescued Lot. Sodom was a city full of sin. Abraham's nephew, Lot, lived there. Lot had a hard time living with bad people. Two angels arrived in Sodom in the evening.
Sleep at my house.
Lot invited them. The angels spent the night safely. They said to Lot,
Leave here now. God will judge this city.
Angels took Lot and his family out of the city and said,
Don't look back and run away!
But Lot's wife looked back. She turned into a pillar of salt. Thank you, English. Book 9. Isaac and Rebekah. Isaac grew up and became a young man. Abraham called his servant.
Oh? Go to my hometown and take Isaac's wife.
The servant left with 10 camels. He arrived at a well outside a city. And he prayed,
God, help me. I will choose a girl who gives water to camels.
Just then, Rebekah came to the well. Rebekah gave water to the servant and said, I will water the camels too.
Huh?
He returned to Abraham with Rebekah. With God's help, Isaac married Rebekah. Thank you, English. Book 10. Jacob tricked Isaac. Rebekah gave birth to twins. Older brother Esau liked hunting. And Jacob liked staying home. Esau said,
Jacob, I'm hungry. Give me something to eat.
"Oh? I will if you let me be your older brother." Blech. Esau gave his birthright so easily. Isaac couldn't see well because he was old. He called Esau.
Hunt and make a meal. I will bless you after I eat.
Rebekah called Jacob and said, "Wear Esau's clothes and take the blessing."
Huh?
Esau found out that Jacob was blessed and got very angry. Thank you, English.